Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nadale and I do videos on makeup, motherhood and fashion. So if that's something you're interested in, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and turn on your bell notifications so you will get a notification every single time I post. Okay, so let's get into this look. I haven't done like a get ready with me, like especially a chit chat get ready with me, in a long time. So this time I have tips and tricks for why you hate doing your makeup or why your makeup doesn't come out like the Instagram baddies. You want to know what you're doing wrong and I have the answers. Okay, so stay tuned. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay guys, so I picked a topic that I think that you guys would like. I decided to do a video about makeup and femininity and like things of that nature. So makeup, right? Some people have different feelings about makeup, but you know that saying on Instagram that says the girls who get it and the girls who don't like. Makeup is not for everybody, but I feel like it can be, right? I feel like some people take makeup like a little too serious. So I'm just using this Instapop shade brush to add this shade to my lid, and it's really just a nude shade that I'm putting all over because I want this to be really neutral. I don't want it, I'm not even putting like a base under it or anything because I just want it to be plain. But yeah, I'm trying to knock this out in 50 minutes, so wish me luck. But when I was in college, one day we were just chilling in the cafe and I was telling somebody, you know, you would look so cute like with a nice little like makeover, a nice little beat on your face. And she was like, I don't like all those things on my face. Okay, now I'm taking a Cameroon, it's a brown shade, and putting that in my crease. But she was basically saying like she don't want to put all of that on her face, and she said some other things like she'd have to do all that. Like, you know, some people take it as an insult if somebody said that, you know, they might look nice with makeup on. And hopefully, I mean, I didn't think that I was coming across like in an insulting manner, but sometimes you don't know how a message is going to be received, so you cannot really say too much about that. Fast forward, now she wears makeup all the time, beat face and everything, and it's because a friend of hers, I guess, taught her how to do it. So I'm like, a lot of girls who make comments like that is because they don't know how to do it, right? It's not that they don't want a nice beat face or natural look or like no, but it's just that they don't know how to do their makeup. So I'm like, girl, if you wanted to know, I could teach you. Like, I don't understand why make it seem like I was trying to insult you. That's not what it was. So basically, I say all that to say, most times when people make comments like that, it's because they don't know how to do their own makeup, because they are the same people who pay $50 to a makeup artist if they have a graduation or a wedding or something to go to. And my thing is, if you don't like makeup, then you just don't like makeup. That means you just don't wear it, right? But that's not the case. Usually they want to look like that on special occasions, on the most important days of their lives, but they just make it seem like, you know, they naturally cute and they don't need it, which is fine. You know, I don't think people who wear makeup are ugly people. Like, people wear makeup for self-expression. People wear makeup just because they want to look a little bit more put together than usual. Some people just like to switch it up. Like, there's different reasons why people put makeup on. Sometimes you want to cover a blemish that might be on your face that you don't necessarily like. Like, there's different reasons people put makeup. But the moment that they start talking about they don't need to do all that because they're naturally pretty and all that, I'm like, okay, this is where I log out, because that's not the case. I think for me personally, I think makeup brings out your feminine side, well, at least in my opinion, because for me, whenever I wear makeup, like, I'm that girl. Like, you can't tell me nothing. You hear me? You can't tell me nothing. I am that girl. I am in the building. All eyes on me. Like, and the funny thing about it is, people have told me straight up, like, they will put makeup on if they know I'm coming somewhere, because they know I'm going to be beat to the gods. Okay, which I don't want people to, like, you know, do extra stuff just because I'm around, but it's like my brand, you know what I mean? Like, people expect me, if I'm going out, to have makeup on. And the funny thing is, I don't wear makeup often, but if I do have to go somewhere that's of like significance to me, I will wear makeup. Obviously, I wear makeup for content on Instagram, but I usually don't go places like that, you know. I think that's all I'm doing. Like, it's nothing extra, and I'm just blending it out with my blending brush. I just want a really soft, natural look. And I realize whenever I put makeup on somebody who doesn't usually have makeup, their confidence boosts so much. Like, they just get like in a zone, right? I had a friend that used to tell me whenever we go out and I get dressed up and I do my hair, like, I switch from Nadale to like another person, okay? And they would always use my middle name, so that was like my other persona, because I'd be like super confident. Like, I'd walk in the room like I'm that girl, okay? Comment down below and tell me why you wear makeup. If you wear makeup, why you wear makeup, and if you don't wear makeup, why don't you wear makeup? Is it that you get a lot of skin reactions, you're just not interested, you don't like all the colors, you like to see it but you don't know how to do it? Like, tell me. I'm really interested in knowing. And if you haven't subscribe, please subscribe, click that bell next to the subscribe button, and leave a comment for me down below. Check out my other videos. Next, what I'm going to do is align my eyes. I don't know if I could do this while I'm talking, but I'm gonna try. I really like this liner. It's from Sephora. It's from the Sephora brand, but it just creates a clean line every time. And it's nice and dark. I can link it in the description box below. And I think I'm gonna do a wing. So if you're here because you don't know much about makeup and you would like to learn, I can tell you some of the most common mistakes people make when they're starting out their makeup journey. Okay, so one of the first common mistakes I think people make is that they don't make it an experience or a vibe, okay? Like, when you're doing your makeup, or at least for me, sometimes I dread doing my makeup, but as soon as I put on music to like get me in the mood, or I'm watching like something that I really like, or having a really good conversation, then it happens so nice and easy for me. Like, it's not a dreadful process at all. But I think that when you just sit down and it's like dead silence, like, it's daunting. It's like, oh my god, when will this be over? Like, this is such a long process. So I think you should create a vibe, play music that you really like. If you burn candles, like whatever will get you like in that place, I think you should do that whenever like you started off makeup. Another thing that I think people don't do correctly when they're just starting off is having proper lighting. Like, it is important to have your entire face lit with equal amount of lighting. Like, you don't want half of your face to be well lit and the other half a little bit dimmer, because you're not going to properly like apply the makeup the right way, and then when you get outside, you're gonna be looking different. The mirror in your house will be telling you, oh well, yes, you did that, but then when you step outside, the world's telling you something different, because it's different lighting out there. So just make sure you have really good lighting, and that can be just sitting in front of a window with natural light coming in, and your entire face is lit up, right? Or that could mean if you have fluorescent bulbs at your house, like the natural light bulbs, not like the yellow bulbs, but like the white bulbs. I don't know, I think it's called fluorescent lighting, but that would be good for you. Or if you have like a ring light, that would also be good for artificial lighting as well. So you see how I'm just pinching up like the side of my eyes just to get like a straight line, because I have really hooded eyes. So I made a mistake, so I'm trying to correct it now, because this one is kind of more like low and that one was going to be high. And let me tell you something, people who do makeup every day for a living, they make mistakes, but they just learn how to fix them, you know. So don't take it too serious, don't make it a chore. So another thing that you could do to help with your makeup application is to get a handheld mirror. A lot of people use like their big mirrors on their bathroom wall, which is okay, but that's not going to like zoom in and see everything in detail. Some of these palettes come with a mirror, which is really good, and you can use that as well. Don't trust your bathroom mirror, don't trust it, because sometimes I'll be putting my makeup on and I'm like, yes girl, yes, and then I take a smaller mirror and I look close, especially because I'm blind, and it wasn't like, it streaks, like I didn't blend out certain parts. So definitely I want you guys to remember to have a handheld mirror, and you can get a cheap handheld mirror like anywhere. So there's no excuse for why you cannot improve your makeup game, okay? So another tip I have is you need different size brushes. You might have, like, I know when you're starting out, you probably have 1 or 2 brushes and they are large brushes, probably something that looks like this. A lot of new beginners have just like a big old fluffy brush, or you might have like a flat head kabuki style brush. Like, that's fine, but you're going to need smaller brushes, and here is why. Because if you want to get in those corners or you want to contour your face, you need something with a little bit more precision rather than like a big old fluffy brush that covers a lot of surface area. Sometimes you need colors to be in concentrated areas, or you need to blend out something that's small. So you might need a brush that looks something like this. That's a little bit tapered, it is smaller, it can get right in between here. Like, you need different size brushes. So that's another mistake. Some people think like, yeah, I can get away with just having 1 brush. No, you cannot. No, you can't. So I'm going to put mascara on, which we can just move to that tip. A lot of people who do their lashes, they don't use mascara to blend. So you can see where the real lashes are and where the falsies are, right? So it's not blended. So 2 pro tips: you need to line your lashes so that you can blend and you will see no gaps between, meaning no skin, none of your skin. It will just look like it's real lashes growing from your eyes. And most times we know, I mean, even if people know it's not your real lashes, you don't have to make it obvious. It's like, you know, the same thing with wigs. You blend your wigs so that they will look a little bit more realistic, but everybody knows you don't have 30-inch, you know, 30 inches of hair, right? So you definitely want to blend your lashes. Another pro tip is cut your lashes. I don't know who needs to hear this. Cut your lashes, please. Because the reason why your eyes look droopy is because your lash band is too long. You need to cut it. Alexa, play Cut It by whoever sings that song. So today for lashes, I am using Pretty Mink lashes. Like I just said, I love pretty lashes. Pretty Mink lashes by Ms. Lash, and I never used these before, but it's my first time and they look really cute, so I thought I would give it a try, especially because they look fluffy and more natural. I love fluffy lashes, and I'll show it to you when I take it out of the packaging. But I love fluffy lashes. So you see how they are like super fluffy, not too long. And I got these for like $5.99 at the beauty supply store. If you are like me, like at the beauty supply store, I got some scissors. I have that in my makeup bag, and I cut my lashes every time. So that way you don't even have to look around for scissors. It's right there for you, like readily accessible, which brings me to my next point. And I feel like these are just, I have no notes, okay? I have no notes. If I forget anything, I will definitely come back and do a part 2 if you guys want a part 2 to this. And let me show you how I cut my lashes. I usually just take this last part off right here. So you see like the lash kind of like bunches up the hairs together. I'm just going to take that last bunch off at the end. And I think I might just make a reel. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't. I might just do a reel on how to cut your lashes, or how to apply lashes in general. And I do the same thing on both sides, so I have it's cut equally and one is not longer than the other. So another huge tip on why it is like so to do your makeup, right, is because you don't have your makeup organized. You don't. And I noticed because I was there. I used to have my makeup in Ziploc bags, okay, for a while, because I used to travel a lot back and forth. So I used to just keep them in Ziploc bags, because when you travel, I think you have to put your makeup in like clear bags. So you don't have your makeup organized and you're looking for stuff when you're putting makeup on, and it gets frustrating because you kind of remember where you put the liner. You just had it 2 seconds ago, like it's because your makeup is not organized. And I have a makeup bag that I can link. So you see how all of my brushes are organized, and then below, well, right now it's not organized, but it is a compartmentalized travel makeup bag. So whenever I need to travel, I can still just grab it with me, as long as I'm not like going on an airplane or anything like that. So you want to have your makeup organized so it's easy to find things, which makes it a faster, less frustrating process, okay? Now here is another trick, and I just feel like this video is just like full of good tips. So this is a major key, okay? This is a major hack. I've been hearing about it, never tried it. If you have issues with putting on your lashes, this is going to save your life. This is the Duo Lash Adhesive, Brush On Adhesive with Vitamins, right? This is it right here. And all you do is you don't put the glue on the lashes. No, you don't. You put the glue on directly on your lash line, on that liner. You put it as close to your natural eyelash as possible, and you let it get tacky. And what they mean by get tacky is just make it get sticky, right? So dry down, let it dry down a bit. When you first apply it, it looks white, but then when it goes clear, that means that it is drying down. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I just start where my lashes begin. Well, not all the way in, but closer to where my lashes begin. And I am dragging it to the end of my lash. Okay, now let me tell you something. Be careful when you are putting your lashes down, because as soon as you drop those lashes, they're stuck. It's done, okay? It's a done deal. Pro tip again, you put your handheld mirror down like this. You look down into the mirror, but your hand comes from upwards. So your lash is facing like this, upwards. Not like this straight forward, but upwards, because you want your lash to give your eye like an open effect, okay? So I drop it down. I just drop it down, didn't do anything. Now I am going to take my fingers, or you can use tweezers, right? And I'm going to stick the inner corner by pressing it in slightly. I don't like putting lashes on camera, but I'm trying to help y'all. Okay, so my lashes are on, and I'm just going to line my bottom lashes. So I usually, if this is the mirror in my hand, I turn my face to the side so I can see my bottom lashes a little bit better. And you want to just barely touch and shake, touch and shake. And for me, this is so much easier than looking straight forward, because you can really see your bottom lashes. Okay, I might go back and put something on my waterline, but for right now I'm moving on to my face, and I am just going to moisturize using Pond's. This is very good. It's a face moisturizer. I learned this from Cardi B's makeup artist, so I use that, and she uses just this and no primer, but I do use the Milk Hydrogrip. But this will help your makeup glide on because your face isn't dry. So I would put the moisturizer on and then primer, but since I don't have, my primer is all done and I'm really not going anywhere. Like, it's almost done, so I'm not going to waste like the rest of it. So you're really just creating like a really smooth surface so that your makeup can glide. Okay, and always have a wipe on hand, so like wipe makeup off of your hands, or if you did use your hands. I am using my LA Girl orange concealer because I have a lot of hyperpigmentation under my eyes and around my mouth. Okay, so we all know about the wet blending sponge. You use that to blend out your liquid products. You can use a brush first and then use this, but I just like going in with this one. Okay, so this is going to help you when you apply your foundation. So I want you guys to like tell me in the comments a story about a time when you did your makeup and you thought it was looking so good until you went outside, or until you took a picture and you were like, what is that? Like, nobody couldn't tell me. Truth be told, it's happened to a lot of us. I'm just going to moisturize my lips because they get dry while you do your makeup, and you don't want chapped or cracked lips when you apply your lipstick or your lip gloss, because that just doesn't look cute. So I'm moisturizing my lips, and now I'm going to do my face. So I'm going to use my MAC and my Juvias Place Havana 420, and the reason I'm doing this is because I feel like my face has been looking really orange. Hopefully it doesn't look like that on camera, but I'm going to try. So that brings me to another pro tip that I personally use and I have never heard anybody talk about on the internet, is take a picture. Okay, while you're doing your makeup, take a picture to see if everything looks all right, to see if your lashes are even, they're not droopy, your one eye doesn't look big and the other one looks small. Like, take a picture to see how it comes off, and to check and see if you didn't miss any spots. Make sure you get between your brows, please, because yeah, you definitely don't want to leave that part undone. I could have color corrected this spot, but I chose not to, and I can't tell you why. I just chose not to. I'm going to take a little bit of the MAC just to give it a brighter feel, because the Juvias Place is a little bit darker than the MAC, but I don't want too much because I already have a full coverage foundation. So yes, taking a picture in good lighting will show you what your face actually looks like, and then if you need to go and correct anything, you can just correct it because you're still at home, you still have all of your makeup supplies. You know, you don't have to like go with your makeup bag or anything like that. Now I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape to highlight, and this is kind of like a bright highlight, but I don't mind it. And I usually go a little bit up my nose to make it give the illusion of a slimmer or contoured nose. This is not Shape Tape, this is Tarte, but this is the Sephora one, the creaseless concealer. It's pretty much the same thing. So if you ever thought of, you know, if you should get that on, you probably should. Now we're just going to do the forehead a little bit in the middle. We don't want to go too crazy on the forehead because when we use the brush to blend it out, it's gonna disperse. So don't worry about it. So with a wet brush sponge, you're just going to pat here. And you definitely want to pat this dry. You don't want it to be wet when you put powder on top of it, because then it's gonna shift. So you want to make sure that this is dry. So you just pat. And with makeup, sometimes you have to go back and forth, okay? So I might have to go back and do my mascara again, but that's fine. Another reason why your makeup might not be applying properly is because you are in a rush. You always want to do your makeup when it's almost time for you to go. No, give yourself time. You're just starting, you're just learning. Give yourself time. If you know you have to be a place and it's going to take you an hour to do your makeup, then take your whole hour, play your music, drink something nice, and take your time. Because pictures last forever, especially they posted on the internet. So you definitely don't want pictures to look scary or weird or none of those things. So I'm just using the biggest flat part and I am just bouncing it on my forehead. And ladies, I think it's important for every woman to know how to do their makeup. That way, you know, they will never find themselves in what I would call a jam. You know, like when you need somebody to do your makeup and they haven't got any appointments and you left wondering what shall I do, and then you're going to be like on your wedding day, for example, trying to do your makeup for your first time. No, like anything can happen. So, you know, be able to rely on yourself when it comes to doing your makeup and your own glam, okay? All right, so now I am going to set this, and to set I am going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder in honey. So you want to always put a powder on top of liquid, okay, on top of liquid products, because you don't want it to look patchy, you don't want it to move, you want it to be there for the duration of the time that you are going to be out, okay? So you definitely want to put powder products on top of liquid product. And my sponge is still wet, if in case you're wondering. Alright, so now that I have set my face and I'm looking very scary and bright and light, I am going to add my pressed powder. Pressed powder is a must. MAC is really good. Don't believe what anybody else says. MAC is still a thing, okay? I know we have all of these brands now, but MAC is a oldie but a goodie. So I'm just going to lightly dust that over all the areas so it wouldn't look so light. So I am putting it under my eye, all over my face, because I'm not going for like a super dramatic look or anything. Don't be afraid to squeeze your brush to make it fit the areas that you want it to fit. Like, This is your party, okay? Just be careful with the brows that you spend all this time creating. So you see we're still all highlighted and everything. And now we're gonna do blush. Another thing why your makeup is not looking the way that you want it to look, you have to highlight and contour. You want to know why? Because your face is not one-dimensional. If you just look at your natural face, you'll realize that certain parts are highlighted, and we're just recreating that with makeup, okay, to give it like a smoother finish. Kind of just put foundation and then put your pressed powder, and that's all. No, you have to put back some color into your face. You have to highlight and contour. So to add some of that color back, or to create some of those shadows on your face to make your face appear a little bit more snatched, that's where contour comes in. So I usually do this and go just right above the cheekbone. Then I do my jawline. And whatever is left on that brush is what I'm using for my nose contour. And I'm lightly doing this. Now I am going to take my flat kabuki brush and I am going to put my blush on. So for this I smile. And I go right here on my cheekbone. And then I drag it up a bit. Now I'm about to give you the other tip to help your makeup game step up a little bit more. So I am going to now take that fluffy brush I was telling you about, go back into your color pressed powder, that's your complexion, and you're going to lightly dab it, get rid of that excess. And now you're just gonna buff everything in, okay? So we're going to buff everything and blend all the colors in, so they can all come together as one. A very important step, don't miss this step, trust me. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is go back and fix my under eye, and I want to put some brown right there too. So I'm going to use an angle brush to put some brown, and then I'm going to maybe put some inner corner highlight and mascara, and we are all done. Use my back camera just because my front camera tells lies. So nobody was going to tell me I don't have no lipstick. What is that for me? Okay guys, so I have my lips done and I think everything is looking good. So last and final tip is setting spray. This is your friend. A lot of people, some people use this like within layers, so after they blend their foundation they spray, then they move on to whatever else, but I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not doing that because I'm not about to waste setting spray. This is gold, okay? So yeah, I'm just going to spray my sponge, and then I'm going to use the setting spray sponge to pat my face. The reason I do this is because I want to make sure that I'm covering all the surface everywhere. So for me, this is better than spraying my face directly, but you can still spray your face directly, like I do that as well, but I just do this to make sure that I get everywhere, like, you know, all the nooks and crannies. Why use setting spray? We use setting spray to set the face to make sure that nothing moves and that it lasts a long time. But also we use setting spray to prevent that powdery look, okay? When you don't want to make it so obvious that you use powders on your face, you use setting spray to make everything just come together cohesively. Okay, so here we have the final look, and I'm just gonna shush my hair off. Okay, so before I go, if you guys want like a master class, a free master class where I show you guys how to do makeup more in depth, and you can ask me questions and I can answer like right there in real time when we're doing it together, let me know. Send me a message on Instagram and I will set something up. If I get at least 20 to 50 people, I will definitely do it for you guys. Just let me know. Send me a DM if you're serious. If you're a beginner who just wants to know how to slay your face whenever you have a wedding, or if you're a bride and you have your own wedding coming up and you want to do your own makeup because they charge like an arm and a leg, then you know I'm gonna help you out. Okay, sis? So if you have a graduation, a baby shower, a conference to go to and you want a natural beat, a bridal shower, anything, I can teach that to you. Okay, free masterclass. Let me know and we can organize something, and you know it's gonna be real cute and real fun. All right, so yeah, thank you guys for watching and see you over there on Instagram. Bye, and in my next video. Okay, bye.